All right, people, welcome back. I'm Dave. This is Save America Vote Tulsi Gabbard. Tulsi is all alone, folks. She's all alone doing this. There's nobody in the media that supports what she's doing. There's nobody really in the Democratic Party that supports what she's doing. When she's getting more favorable coverage from like Tucker Carlson than she is from anybody on CNN or MSNBC, you know that there are some issues. And the issues kind of relate to the video I did last night, which was demonetized, because anti-war is the most politically incorrect thing right now in the world. The fact that there are Americans that believe that Russia is our biggest threat right now. I don't understand how we could get there, but it's gaslighting, it's propaganda, it's just all the time. Bernie Sanders has got some good views on anti-war stuff, but he has capitulated, and I'm really worried Bernie Sanders in the end will bend to the wishes of the deep state and the military-industrial complex, because they will bargain with him. They will allow him to get some of his economic agenda through, so long as he allows the military to be the military and do what they've been doing. I don't think he's going to stand up. And this has been my fear, because again, the way he's voted, the way, things he's said about certain dictators in certain countries, countries that we have really no business being involved with, his admiration for John McCain, I know John McCain, don't kick a man when he's no longer around to defend himself. He can't defend himself anymore because he's dead, so that makes it a little difficult. But the point being is that if you're sympathizing with that kind of figure, somebody who was really a big proponent of being a hawk no matter where we were, almost gleefully so, I don't know. I don't think I can trust that. Tulsi Gabbard continues to kind of, when everybody thought, oh, she pulled this video down and she is bending to the wishes of the DNC and so forth, and then the video goes back up with an even bigger introduction and a clear message that she is the only one in this race that is anti-war, truly anti-war. She has no fear. She does not care if she loses this race. She's going to be in this race because of the principles she has. She stated in the video that she did not aspire to be the President of the United States. She decided to run to be the President and Commander-in-Chief, which, by the way, people on the left tend to really denigrate the idea of a Commander-in-Chief. Not all people on the left, but many people on the left are struggling with this idea that you can be kind of pro-military in a way, but yet be anti-war. And the fact that the military might be able to do some good around the world, but we're misusing it, we're overusing it, we're abusing it, and so forth. I'm not anti-military, I'm anti-war. And I think the distinction people on the left need to make is that because of what she's been through, it makes her a much better spokesperson for the anti-war movement. If you're anti-war, you need to be anti-war for the right reasons, not just because you've been a pacifist your whole life. Now, that's fine if you're a pacifist, but most people understand that there is a threat in the world, and we need a military, and we need a ready military, but we don't need a military that's being used as police around the world and so forth. Tulsi Gabbard's struggle to actually get airtime has to do with the fact that, again, you've got algorithms working against me, working against her. I mean, the Democratic Party is kind of like an algorithm, right? You know, you send your message through, and it gets filtered out or watered down, and then they have secret meetings, and they tell you what you should believe in. They tell you what issues are approved. Tulsi Gabbard's not having any meetings with anybody. She's an independent agent, not a Russian agent. MSNBC, like last couple days ago, ran a story about, again, that original story when Tulsi launched, that Russia was all excited about her candidacy. If Russia is excited about Tulsi Gabbard, you know why Russia might be excited? Because they're going to see somebody who wants to be cooperating with Russia. You know, in other words, just from the standpoint of trying to get along with another country. That's why Trump, when he ran, I was completely on board with the idea of getting along with other countries and mutual cooperation and all of those concepts. I thought were great concepts, and Donald Trump, he could do this because he was an outsider and bringing a wrecking ball to the government and so forth, and let's do this. And turned out that I think he never probably wanted to be president and just turned the reins over to John Bolton, Elliott Abrams, Mike Pence, and Mike Pompeo. Whew. That's not what I voted for, and that's why I'm here supporting Tulsi Gabbard. But Tulsi is all alone. Well, look, here's the truth. And the optimism, you know, you can pour it on and say, well, Tulsi's got us. She's got you and me. We're going to work overtime for Tulsi Gabbard. Great. Terrific. It's not enough. It's not enough. She needs, with the social media world the way it is, the 24-hour-a-day news cycle, she needs something big to happen. And I hate to say bad big, but probably. So she can illustrate to the world why her policies make more sense than, say, Joe Biden's policies, which are more of what Trump is doing. In fact, not only would Biden do more of what Trump is doing, Joe Biden might actually kick it up a notch. Hillary Clinton, if she were in, I think she'd kick it up a notch. I think Trump has told these guys, look, I ran on this. You run this the way you want to run it, but keep in mind, this is how I got elected. And they probably said, yeah, we're just going to use the time we have now that you've given us the reins. We're just going to go everywhere and do what we want to do and just relax. We've got this, Donald. Just go give your rallies and, you know, call CNN fake news and have that relationship keep going, because it's making CNN a lot of money, and it's distracting from the fact that we want to do regime change wherever we want to do it. Tulsi Gabbard is not in this to be the president. She's in this because she's trying to grab the steering wheel away from Elliott Abrams and Pompeo and Pence and Bolton. She knows that we've done this before. She was in the war itself. She saw firsthand what was happening. She was inspired to run for office because of that. And here she is now running for president, not to be the winner of the popularity contest, but to really help Americans and really change America's role in the world, which we do not have to be the world's. I've heard this my whole life. Well, we're the world's superpower. Can't we be an economic superpower and not some imperialistic superpower where we go all over the world and assert our influence? Well, what's our influence? What are we exporting? Exporting violence? Exporting war? I can't do it. I can't do it anymore. And I think a lot of Americans are where I'm at. We've been watching as the country continues to go down this road where the economy is built around, you know, the oil industry and the military. And it's got to stop. We've got to be independent and get away from these things, or it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. I'm just sad that this woman is all alone and she's not getting any help. And as much as I like Bernie, Bernie would be better than a lot of the other candidates out there when it comes to anti-war. The problem is I just don't think Bernie has the courage to stand up. He might, but I look at the example of what Hillary Clinton did to Bernie Sanders last time around, and I think to myself, well, why would he stand up this time? He's got to stand up if he wants to win. And I know Tulsi would stand up. It's a real dilemma. But I just feel that she's just all alone. But we need to keep going. We need to support. We need to talk about her. We need to continue on as if she was going to win this race. If I'm going to make predictions, I say she's a real long shot right now. Everybody says, well, when she gets in the debate, she's going to springboard and it's going to be the greatest thing in the world. But we've also got to be realists if that doesn't happen. We have to keep this message alive. We can't just let the message die if the campaign doesn't go the way it should. And we all know she should be the front runner right now. Tulsi Gabbard should be the front runner, because not only from the issue standpoint, but also from the fact that she would wipe the floor with Trump. She'd absolutely... They would see this strong, intelligent, attractive woman up against this blubbering man who has to teleprompt his way through half a sentence. And it's just... It's not even in the same category. Somebody who knows politics, who knows history, who understands geopolitics, who can give nuanced answers on difficult questions. She does all of that. And yet we're going to go with another old guy who's got all of this baggage. And, okay, that's what you want to do. At that point, we're all third-party patriots. At that point, we all just go and find a party and try to work the system. And I'd rather do that than just go down the same road again and again and again and get fooled every single time. So, in any event, donate to Tulsi Gabbard. It's tulsi2020.com, obviously. And think about strategies to get this message out there. There is an algorithm. I know it. It's working against me. I worked really hard to get this channel up to 1,000, then it exploded, and now I'm at like 2,400 people. Don't know how that happened, but apparently there's a market. The free market is working. There's a market for this, but now the videos are being demonetized because I'm talking anti-war, and you can't talk about anti-war. It's really sad. The people from the 1960s and 70s, if they're still with us and did all those protest songs and some of the great moments in rock music from the 60s and 70s were songs that spoke truth to power, and they had, a good message and a good melody behind it. Edwin Starr, the classic song by Edwin Starr, War, What Is It Good For? Absolutely nothing. Say it again. Simple as that. But yet there's an algorithm against it. All right. See you soon.